guys, it's winter time and I have a surprise for you. I have someone in my studio with me today. It's Amber from Sweet Ambs, and I'm making this snow globe cake.
And I made these snow globe cookies.
They are so amazing. And look, they stand up.
Yeah, they stand up on their own. So if you go watch my video, you can see how to do this yourself.
That is awesome. So check out Sweet Ambs Cookies and stick around here, and I'm gonna show you how to make this snow globe cake. I'm Elisa Strauss.
And I'm Amber Spiegel.
And we're mixing it up in the kitchen today. The first thing you want to do to make the snow globe cake is make the little gingerbread man that's living in the snow globe. Now, I couldn't find the exact size I wanted. All the cutters I found were either too small or too big. It was like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So I made my own little gingerbread man template just by drawing him out. So what I have here is some brown gum paste. I'm going to roll it a little thicker than usual, than a normal sugar decoration, because I want the gingerbread man to have some body. So I'll roll it to about 1/4 inch thick. Right, so I take my template over. I love my scalpel, as you've probably figured out by now, but if you have an X-Acto knife or just a paring knife, you can use that too. Then we want our gingerbread man to stick up in the snow, so I'm just going to cut a toothpick in half and then thread it right through the bottom part of the leg, just so that once he dries, he'll be ready to stand up. So if you can, try to let the gingerbread man rest overnight, just so that he's a little stronger and can stand up more, and then he'll be ready to decorate. All right, so now that our gingerbread man has already hardened, it's time to decorate him. The first thing I'm going to do is make its scarf. So I just cut out 2 long strips, one a little thicker than the other. And so I'm going to just cut a few strips, like smaller pieces for the scarf. So 2 little ones and 1 longer one to go around the neck. I'm going to just pinch it slightly at the top so it's like tapered. And then I'm just going to use the edge of my scalpel to make a few little fringe. What's a scarf without some fringe? So then I put the scarf right up against the gingerbread man's neck. And then the last piece is just going to go around the neck and around the back, just so the gingerbread man is nice and warm in this winter wonderland we're creating for him. And then next, like we're decorating a real gingerbread cookie, we're going to use some royal icing with a number 2 tip. And we'll start by giving the gingerbread just 2 eyes and a mouth. And then just like a real gingerbread would be decorated with some icing, some squigglies. So now I'll let my little gingerbread man dry while we work on the cake. To make the base of our snow globe cake, I thought it'd be fun to make it out of red velvet cake. So here I have is a sheet cake about 9 by 13, and I'm using a 4.5 inch ring to cut out 3 rings of cake. To go with our delicious red velvet cake, I decided to use some cream cheese frosting. So I just put a little bit in the middle to stick the first layer. All right, so as I build this cake, I'm thinking to myself that the 2 layers look fine. I want it to be about 3 inches tall before I start carving away. So I'll save that other piece for later, just in case I need it, but I'll go ahead and start carving here. So what I want to do is just take a serrated knife and cut from the top going down. And after I get the general shape, I'm just going to use my serrated knife vertically to trim up all the edges and make them even. I really just want it slightly tapered in from the bottom. So before we go ahead and buttercream the whole cake, what I want to do is create a little divot for where our little globe is going to sit. So for that, I'm going to use another ring right in the center, and I'm just going in a little bit, maybe 1/4 inch or so. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut away. And you can use this method for other cakes that use a globe. I once made my brother a fish tank for his 30th birthday, and oh, was that not a fun time. It involved a lot of blue Jell-O. Okay, so I put some cream cheese filling right on the entire cake. So I'll just fill in that little area and get some on the sides. So now this is all buttercreamed. I'm going to go ahead, finish it up, and stick it in the fridge, and then we're going to cover it with our rolled fondant. Now that my cake is nice and chilled, I can go ahead and cover with the red fondant that I rolled out to about 10 inches. And I'll just lay it right over the cake. So I push in the fondant, and then I go ahead and finish covering the entire cake. Once the cake is completely covered, I'm going to go ahead and take away most of the excess. It makes like a hat. And then I'll go ahead and pay attention to that top part, pressing in, and then I'm pinching along the side to make that perfect edge. So I'll use the edge of my hand or the fondant smoother to push the excess fondant right up to the base of the cake, and that's going to tell me where to cut so I get a nice perfect edge along the bottom. So I'm using the rest of the red fondant from our snow globe base to roll out into 2 long strips, about a 1/2 inch each. And those are going to give us the details at the top and the bottom of the base. And then what you can do is just cut a sharp edge when you get to the end, and then they'll fit together perfectly. And just cut away any excess that's sticking up. The next thing I'm going to use is a clay gun, or this is kind of like a professional extruder. Not really professional, it's from a craft store. But I'm going to just put some green pre-dyed fondant into the tube. So I'm just going to roll out some strands, and then I'll be able to use them on our cake. Now I'm going to brush the entire cake with piping gel. I'm doing that for 2 reasons. One is it'll give that nice shiny look of the plastic at the bottom of my snow globe. The other thing is, for a more practical reason, it will hold on the green decoration. So if this made you nervous, what you could do is draw out a pattern and then put it on the side of the cake using a toothpick to kind of, create a template for yourself. But I'm just gonna go for it. How bad can it be? I'm going to start in the middle here, and then I want to crisscross it at the bottom, come back to the top, and crisscross it at the top. And after you put it on, you can always tweak it a little bit. You can move it up, move it down. I picked up at just a local craft store these ornament, like gold globes, or orbs, I should say. And I'm going to go ahead and take some gum paste and just stick it right in here. Okay, so I'm just pushing it down, kind of to secure it, but also to give the look of snow. Okay, and now I'm going to just take some more piping gel and coat the whole piece of gum paste, all the white stuff, with piping gel, and that's going to allow our sugar snow to stick to it. And then I'm going to grab my little gingerbread man, who's all dried, and I'm going to place him. And so again, referring back to Amber's cookies, her little gingerbread man's just on the side. So I'm going to put him on the side, just making sure he's grounded. Now that our gingerbread man is inside his little home, we can go ahead and get the sugar. And what I did is I filled a disposable pastry bag. Again, you could use a Ziploc bag, or you could even spoon it in, but I felt like I can control it a little better in the pastry bag. So I'm just going to cut off the tip over the garbage. Then I can start by putting in the sugar snow. And you want to put a little extra than you would maybe think, because you want to fill the front and the back of the snow globe. We're gonna close her up. Ta-da! And then you can just kind of move the sugar around. And then just figure out the front of your snow globe base and you can set it right in there in the center. Whoops. There you have it, a winter wonderland snow globe cake and snow globe cookies. Remember, check out Sweet Ambs Cookies for her recipe, and all the equipment and tools that I used are listed down below. I'd love to hear from you, so if you have something you want to learn, write to me. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any episode. I'm Elisa Strauss, and we're mixing it up in the kitchen today.